Hey everybody, Agent of Doubt here, and today I had a conversation on Twitter with another guy named @PopcornPower, and we were talking about my own biases in the Kolpakov trial, where I'm very ready and willing to believe the worst in Alexander Kolpakov, and I responded by saying, actually, my biases were a little bit worse in that what I see in this video with, especially the video with Laura Athena, I see somebody who reminds me of Charles Manson, in that he's basically constructing a harem where everybody in that harem loves him, and some of the words he was using, like creating a family, like that, it just, to me, set off a little alarm bell here and there. And also, when I'm listening to the cues about what her age was at the time that they met, because when I'm looking at her in the video, I was like, young 20s. I mean, her face hasn't really grown into itself yet. You know that young people, they grow into their jaws and everything. When you're trying to pick out someone's age. I'm like, And the way that she just looked at him doughy-eyed, and the way that she said that he was her first romantic relationship, and the way that she was scared of what her parents would think if she went to the Pride Fest, I was like, wow, that would pin her age around, young 20s. So how old was it that she was when Kolpakov started talking to her, quote-unquote, 5 years earlier? And so, Popcorn Power just shared with me a forum where she had actually listed her birthday previously, probably like before any of this YouTube drama or even like SJW versus Shitlord drama had ever started, because people are a little bit smarter than putting out their own docs these days. But anyways, learned her birthday, learned that her general age was still like barely legal, on the side of legal, when they started talking. So, me hunting for the was she underage when he started grooming her? That was my bias, right? But then I was talking with Exiled, and the question arose, well, how old is Alexander Kolpakov? And so I knew exactly where to find his age, because it's listed on the inmate locator when you use it. I've seen people's birth date listed for many different trials. And so I went to the Mesa County inmate inquiry search, and I'll leak how to find that below, even though it's going to dox his age, but I don't think he's going to have to worry about being doxed for another couple decades. So his birthday is listed on it, but then what I noticed shocked me. It wasn't the birthday. Okay? It turns out he's just under 6 years older than Laura Athena, but who cares about all that? That was just an exercise in my bias. The fact is, on the inmate inquiry system, the charges listed against Alexander Kolpakov are now, once again, second-degree murder. Now, if you were to do a Google search on all of the articles that have been written about Alexander Kolpakov and this whole case, on May 15th, the Denver Post said that he was being held on suspicion of second-degree murder. On June 1st, 2017, the other McCain said that it had been changed to first-degree murder, right? So that was a couple months after the murder happened. On January 30th of this year, 2018, just a couple months ago, right? The Grand Junction Sentinel wrote that the charge was first-degree murder, right? And so this article that came up, my mouse over this. This was Mesa County Chief Deputy District Attorney David Waite argued probable cause exists for first-degree murder charge, right? Well, I went to the original planned arraignment, and that was on June 14th, right? But I told everyone, because the makeup arraignment, where the actual judge presiding over the whole trial would be there, was going to be just 1 week later, I was not going to be able to do that because I need a little bit more advance notice to take off from work to go to that. Well, in either the behind-the-scenes actions of the court or on that day that I missed, the charges have now once again gone to second-degree murder, right? And what is most important about this is that if you read the statute under which he is charged, you go to the inmate inquiry system, look at the charge, then look at the statute at the end, plug that into your Googleator, right? Read the Colorado Revised Statute, Title 18, subsection 3, subsection 103, whatever. It gives the definition of second-degree murder, right? Number 1, a person commits the crime of murder in the second degree if the person knowingly causes the death of a person. Number 2, diminished responsibility due to self-induced intoxication is not a defense to murder in the second degree. Right there in black and white in the law, right? So that shuts down a lot of the defense that Alexander seemingly seemed like he was going to be going for in all of the writings he's had with other people. You know, it was about the shrooms, the PCP-laced shrooms, right? Well, unless he's alleging that he was poisoned without his knowledge by his girlfriend that he loved and that loved him, if he's saying that she offered them to him and he took them, and it's right there in black and white in the statute. You can't use that as a defense for second-degree murder, right? In case there's ever a question by a jury as to whether or not that is a good defense, you know, lawmakers have spelled it out for them. All the prosecution has to do is read the actual letter of the law, and wow, things are not looking good for Alexander. I actually looked up the minimum and maximum for what he's facing, and I would now estimate that he's facing between 16 and 48 years in prison for the charges brought against him. And I wouldn't lean towards the light side of that.